Hello and welcome to Byju's Exam Prep IAS. Let's get started and look into our daily quiz. Before we start with our today's practice questions, a quick gentle reminder. Byju's Exam Prep IAS on its Telegram channel has launched one of its initiatives called as the Political Thinkers and Ideas. As part of this initiative, today's topic upload would be with respect to Aurobindo Ghosh. So please do join our Telegram channel so that you get all the current affairs related updates. Let's get started and look into the first question. Consider the following statements with respect to millets. They are photo insensitive and resilient to climate change. Anemia pelgara can be effectively tackled with millet consumption. Government of India declared 2020 the National Year of Millets. Millets can be cultivated in low fertile land, rain-fed and mountainous areas. How many of the given statements are incorrect? Since it is asking for the incorrect statement, the answer to this A, that is one statement only. Why have we taken this practice question? Because this article on the PIB makes a reference to the International Year of Millets. Let us try and understand what are these options. When you look into the first option is right. They are photo insensitive and resilient to climate change. That is why millets are generally considered as hardy, resilient crops that have a low carbon and water footprint. So the first statement is right. When you look into the second statement, anemia and pellagra can be effectively tackled with millet consumption. This statement is also right. Anemia, which is to do with iron deficiency, B complex vitamin deficiency, pellagra, which stands for niacin deficiency, can be effectively tackled with the intake of less expensive but nutritious food that happens to be millet. So second statement is also right, but when you consider the third statement, Government of India declared 2020 the National Year of Millets, this happens to be a wrong statement. We have the Government of India which approved 2018 as the National Year of Millets to boost the production of the millets and the agro industries involved in its production. So the third statement is wrong. Fourth statement, millets can be cultivated in low fertile land, rain-fed and mountainous areas. This statement is also right. Since it is the third statement alone which is wrong, since it is asking for the incorrect statement, one statement only is wrong. So the answer to this would be A. Now let's look into the next practice question. Consider the following statements with respect to Ethereum. Ethereum is a decentralized cryptocurrency. Ethereum is the world's most valuable cryptocurrency. Ethereum recently finalized the merge to cut down on its carbon footprint. How many of the given statements are correct? The answer to this is two statements only. Why have we taken this practice question? Because this article on the Indian Express makes a reference to the Ethereum's merge. Let us try and understand what are these options. When you look into the first statement, Ethereum is a decentralized cryptocurrency. This statement is right. So what is a decentralized cryptocurrency? This basically means it will not be controlled by some of the centralized agencies like the central bank. Let's say for example, if you have a particular central bank, the Reserve Bank of India or any of the reserve banks, if they are controlling, it happens to be a centralized currency. But when it comes to the cryptocurrencies, they are decentralized. So Ethereum is one of the decentralized cryptocurrency. So the first statement is right. When you consider the second statement, Ethereum is the world's most valuable cryptocurrency. This statement is wrong. As part of the assignment, you have to put on the comment section which is the world's most valuable cryptocurrency. Please put it on the comment section. The third statement reads, Ethereum recently finalized the merge to cut down on its carbon footprint. This statement is also right. Since the first and the third statements are right, the answer to this would be two statements only. What do we mean by this article? This article currently goes on to say the significance of Ethereum's merge for the future of cryptocurrency. Whenever we speak about cryptocurrency, what exactly happens? You have the miners. These miners mine the cryptocurrency. This will ultimately mean they'll use a lot amount of electricity. So when the miner of a cryptocurrency consumes a lot of cryptocurrency, it indirectly adds to the carbon footprint. It indirectly means that person is consuming a lot of electricity, which is actually increasing the climate change variations as well. So in order to cut down this will ultimately cut down on the electricity intake, and ultimately the carbon footprint will be comparatively reduced. So what has Ethereum done? Ethereum has completed a significant software overhaul which promises to ramp up security of the cryptocurrency while also claiming to cut down on the carbon footprint. Now let's look into the next practice question. Which of the following countries border Kyrgyzstan? We have Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan and China. The answer to this is 1, 3, 4 and 5 only. Why have we taken this practice question? Because this article on the Hindu makes a reference to Kyrgyzstan. Let us try and understand which are the countries which are in and around Kyrgyzstan. So when we consider Kyrgyzstan, which are the countries in and around it? What we have is Kazakhstan, then what we have is Uzbekistan, then what we have is Tajikistan. We also have China as well. We do not have Afghanistan, which is bordering Kyrgyzstan. As a result, when you look into the options, we have Afghanistan in every other option, but it is not present in 1345. So it is 1345. That is, Afghanistan is not a country which is bordering Kyrgyzstan. So remember, whenever there is a current affairs related issue, for example, we did recently discuss what is the issue between Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan as well. We did also discuss in the past as well Russia-Ukraine issue. So whenever there is an issue between one country with another, there are some important regions in that particular country. What you have to do is discover this region. In this particular issue, what we have is Fergana Valley. We did recently discover in a daily quiz as well as in a CNA. What we also have is Isfara Valley, and we also have Daira River as well. So remember, whenever there is a conflict between one country and another, the region is important, and that country in and around which are the countries that are present, you have to remember that as well. Now let's look into the next practice question. Consider the following statements with respect to red sanders. It is endemic to Eastern Ghats. It is used in aromatherapy to reduce stress, hypertension and heals wounds and treats skin blemishes. IUCN Red List classifies it as endangered. It is listed under Appendix 2 of CITES and is banned from international trade. How many of the given statements are correct? The answer to this is 3 statements only. Why have we taken this practice question? Because this article on the PIB makes a reference to the red sanders. Let us try and understand what are these options. When you look into the first option is right. Yes, it is endemic to Eastern Ghats. When you look into the second statement, it is wrong. That is because it does not have any aroma. It is non-aromatic in nature, which is why the second option is wrong. The third option is right, which means to say that in the year 2018, it was classified as near threatened in IUCN, but now in 2021, it is being called under the endangered list. And the fourth statement is also right. It is listed under Appendix 2 of CITES and is banned from international trade. Basically, red sanders is non-aromatic. It is mostly used in the furniture. It is used to treat purification of blood, and red sandals are also used to treat digestive tract problems as well as cough as well. Now let's look into the next practice question. Biorock technology is talked about in which one of the following situations? Restoration of damaged coral reefs, development of building materials using plant residues, identification of areas for exploration and extraction of shale gas, providing salt licks for wild animals in forests and protected areas. Which of it best defines about Biorock technology? The answer to this is restoration of damaged coral reef. This happens to be a previous year question from the year 2022. Now let's look into the fact of the day. The fact of the day for today's discussion is Zova virus. Let us try and understand what is this article all about. This is taken from the Live Mint. What is this Zova virus? This happens to be a new type of mobile banking malware campaign. It uses the virus called as the Zova Android Trojan. There are two things that we have to understand here. One is what is a Trojan? How is this Trojan sent to a person? What we have to understand is called as smishing technique. What is this smishing technique? Let's say we have one of the SMS that we receive on a mobile. We feel that this is from an authenticate source. Let's say we receive our messages from Jio or Airtel or from the mobile broadcaster, or let's say for example from SBI or Amazon, but then there'll be minute difference that we might not understand in some situations, and we might think that this particular message is from an authenticate source. Let's assume that the hacker sends you a message, but you assume that it is from the State Bank of India. So what do? You actually download this particular application, but it is not sent by Authenticate SBI, but it is sent by the hacker, but it shows that it is similar to that of the SBI. In this particular message, what you will have is a link that will take you to the Play Store, and what you will do is download this particular application. So a Trojan is a software which looks like a one which is authenticate in itself, which looks like a one which is similar to that of an authenticate software, but then when you download it, it is not an authenticate software, but instead it happens to be a Trojan. How is the Trojan embedded into your phone? There would be a hacker who would send an SMS to you. You would actually go about clicking this SMS. In that SMS there will be a link. You click it, it will take you to the Play Store. You download that application, you give all the credentials, and your information is stolen by the hacker. So the features of Zoa virus: it collects keystrokes and steals cookies from the devices. They seize the multi-factor authentication token as well. What is this multi-factor authentication? Let's say for example, you are logging into SBI application. What exactly happens? There is two-factor authentication. One is what you have to give is your email ID along with the password. The two-factor authentication basically means that apart from this, what you also have is an SMS. So this is a two-factor authentication. So this two-factor authentication is part of multi-factor authentication. On one side, if you have to log into the SBI app, you're giving your email as well as password, and at the same time it will also send you an OTP. This OTP is also given on the application. Because you have downloaded a Trojan, the Trojan is able to read even this SMS, which is helping in multi-factor authentication. Malware takes screenshots and record videos from the webcam without the user's permission. It performs gestures like click and swipe using the Android accessibility service, and it can also copy and paste up to 200 banking and payment applications. So what is the target of this Zoya virus? The virus targets more than 200 mobile applications that consists of banking applications along with crypto exchanges and wallets. What are the concerns that are associated with this virus? It is one of the most dangerous viruses for mobile net banking users in India. It is hard to uninstall even by the user of the Trojan. It has the capability to encrypt all the data. If they encrypt your data, they can also ask you for the ransom as well. What is this ransom? Let's say you have some information which is very important for you. You have saved this document. You have shared this information in one of the applications. Now that these people will hack this information portal, they will hack this application, and they will ensure that only after you pay some money, they will make sure that you're able to use this application. So they have the capability to encrypt the data and also seek for the ransom as well. It will result in creating harmful situations for users that affect their privacy and security of sensitive customer data. This will further lead to large-scale attacks, financial fraud occurring on the user side. What are the prevention methods? Limit your download sources to official app stores, device manufacturers or operating system app stores. In case you get an SMS or an email where you do not trust that particular organization or a body, please avoid it. Perform updates and patches when present on the Android device vendors. Always review the apps before installing them from Google Play Store. Never check the untrusted sources. Checkbox for the side loaded apps. Avoid untrusted websites or untrusted links and exercise caution. And finally, be careful of the unidentified email to text services to hide their actual numbers. If you are able to do it, you would be able to prevent your mobile phone from getting hacked by the hackers. It is this that we have to understand with respect to this article. So this is it for today. Thank you for watching. All the best.